Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I do some squats this morning. I don't know if I'll get to deadlifts or not. I'm not really feeling it, so we'll see. Gonna stretch out the legs a little bit. Stretch them out a little bit. Good morning. If you don't mind, as you're coming in, hit that thumbs up, please. Ay, ay, ay. Not feeling it. I didn't sleep very good last night. I guess that's the days that mean the most, though. Because when you're out of it and you don't feel like doing it, you kind of train yourself to push through and do it. I don't plan on going real heavy today. I'm just going to, since I'm just getting back into squats, I'm going to take it easy. $10 in Arkansas this morning. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. The left knee does not want to cooperate like the right knee does. It's a little tighter. It's got a lot of arthritis and previous damage done. Get the growing muscle stretched out a little bit here. It's cold here. It's like I think it's like 10, 15 degrees Fahrenheit here. Maybe even less. I'm not sure. I haven't checked it. All right. I came out last night and I did back yesterday morning. If you guys were here for that, I did back, and then last night I came out and I did arms. I'm trying to train my arms at least 2 to 3 times a week because my arms recover really fast. And we will move this here. What do you guys think about all this craziness that's going on with the protesting? That they call it protesting, but it's absolutely insane what's going on. They're like breaking into federal cars and breaking into people's buildings and stuff like that, beating the hell out of people in the streets in Minneapolis. It's absolutely insane. They're bringing guns now to their protests. They showed people with guns at the protest, daring the police to do anything about it. If you guys ain't ready for what may happen, well, it's a little too late for you probably, but you can always try to get as ready as possible. Because if this shit starts spreading like they say it is, it's going to get out of control. Well, it's already out of control. Look at that right-wing conservative that they just cornered and caught out there. That guy's, I don't know, man. If I'm wrong, guys, and I apologize for saying this. But that Jake Lang guy, that conservative guy that calls himself a conservative, he seems like he's just out there trying to agitate people. Why would you go to a middle of a protest that's already happening and there's already destruction in the streets? They're already burning stuff. They're already breaking into federal cars and federal facilities and stuff like that. And you want to go do an anti-Muslim protest right in the middle of their protests? It's like you're asking for problems. You're asking to get hurt. You're asking to just keep making things 10 times worse. It makes no sense. Go Bears, bear down. So, I'm staying out of it. I mean, I'll talk about it. I'm staying out of it. But at the same time, man, these people are ridiculous. They're doing this stuff. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, this is the same guy that drove out in a freaking, looked like a tour bus for a celebrity and was taking pieces of pork and slapping a Quran with it, daring the people to do anything to him. Like, this is stupid. That's idiotic. That type of conservative does not represent me. No matter what you believe in, no matter what you believe in or what religion you have, I do agree that other people's religions shouldn't be forced on us here in America. But at the same time, I'm not going to go disrespect other people's religions by doing stupid shit like that, just trying to make a point. And the amount of hate these people have, the amount of actually there were two liberal teachers that just got fired. They're like kindergarten teachers at a Christian school or something like that, and they ended up making a video showing a video or a screenshot that was paused, and it said something about Iran making threats to come over and take out our president, and they screenshot it or they left it at that page. And they went on TikTok and they were like pointing at the screen saying like, come on, I hope so. And they're crossing fingers and arms and everything else, making a stupid ass video over this whole thing. Excuse my mouth. I get excited. I hope you don't have kids around, and if you do, I apologize. I'm trying to watch it this morning. I get excited about this stuff. You got these teachers doing this, recording it, putting it on social media, and then of course people are going to find out who they are. Now these teachers have been put on administrative leave pending investigation, and they're going to end up getting fired. Just stupid. Why do stupid stuff like this anymore? You put your face out there, you lose your job, all because of stupid. People cannot be that stupid, man. And if they are, we are screwed. The best days of this country are behind us, in my opinion. Oh yeah, for sure. He should have spent more on security. Good morning. Yeah, I know it did. The Bible did predict this nonsense. Yeah, he should have spent more on security. The dude shows up to cause issues, and then when he causes the issues, then he complains about how destructive the left is. Well, yes, they are. We all know this. But you're just asking for more problems, and you're proving how stupid you are by doing it. Like, I don't get the thought process. Maybe it's just for the views, it's just for the money, it's just for the donations. I don't know. But it It just flat out doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, the media is the number one to blame for what's going on right now, honestly, because these billionaires that are controlling everything that's going on in the world are feeding them directly. And then they want to talk about how there's a lot of, like, I don't know. Can you guys explain this to me? What is up with the amount of liberal women? White liberal women seem to be the absolute worst out of all of the politics, like across the board. White liberal women, the majority of them, seem to be the most atrocious I've ever seen deal with stressful situations or talking about the world, or they just are absolutely freaking disgusting with the way they act, how they talk, the hate that they have in their heart. And it seems like white liberal women that are nurses, teachers, on the school board, any type of thing that's not like blue collar type working, if I'm saying that correctly, they are just absolutely freaking atrocious. They will literally hang themselves out there to prove a point, and then lose their job and their whole life and their career, and then turn around and cry about how unfair it was after they did exactly what they said they were going to do and then found out the consequence to it. Remember, the cancel culture that used to cancel everybody taught everybody else how to cancel people. And now that people have learned how to cancel people, they're beating them at their own game. And they're losing their whole lives over it, yet they continue to do it. How does that make any sense at all? And why is it the same people? The doctors, the nurses, the teachers. Like, obviously that there's a sign here that we should all be aware of. It's not other people outside of these specific professions typically. It goes to tell you how much indoctrination and bullshit people buy. And you know why I can say that? Because every single nurse that I've ever met, up here in the north I should say anyway, and a lot in the south, they're all liberal. Teachers, most of them, liberal. I can't speak for all of them. I can say most of them. All right. Yeah. I don't know. I know these people that are doing this protesting and stuff like that. They're going to meet the wrong crowd of people. They better hope the police can at least somewhat keep control of what's going on. Because if the police can't, it's going to be very bad for them. Because people with guns that are not protesters, that do avidly go out and shoot and practice and stay trained and proficient in their defense and their skill set, these people are screwed, man. They don't have a chance. I don't know what they think they're doing but now all of a sudden they want to show up and bring guns and stuff with them and sit out in the open and dare police officers to do anything about it. There will come a point, I believe there will come a point where we will end up having to join forces with our police force, or they'll have to join us, one or the other. Because if they keep letting it get out of control, and a lot of these politicians are actually pushing for it, they're actually telling them that they should be out exercising their right, knowing darn well that your city's in distress, stuff's getting all tore up and destroyed. Why would you still go on national television? Why would you still go on local television and tell people to keep exercising your right, knowing darn well that they're going to keep doing what they're doing, if not worse? You're idiots. These mayors and these governors of these liberal states are absolute freaking morons. If this would have been a Republican state, a conservative state or whatever, they'd have shut this down as soon as it started to happen. There would have been none of this going on. Just watching that video of that guy, that conservative antagonist, Jake Lane, going out there and getting cornered in the middle of all those rioters, protesters, whatever you want to call them. Absolutely stupid. He got himself completely surrounded. He had absolutely zero way out. If those people wanted to rip his head off right there, they could have literally ripped his shit right off of his and left him out there. What an idiot, man. What an idiot. And it's people like that that we need to get out of. We need to stop watching people like that. We need to stop advertising these people and glorifying them. The guy's an absolute moron. Had I went out to a protest or something like that, and I was leading the protest or proving a point, I would have went out with probably a dozen of my military friends. I would have went out with a bunch of like-minded patriots. I would have made sure that I had 30, 40, 50 people plus that were, some of them probably armed, to have my back if I'm going to do something stupid like that. And this guy didn't. This guy's an idiot. Good morning, Leroy. These people bring shame to not only himself but their whole families. Yeah, they do. I have a few live music chat RS. Not surprising, most of the libs too. I've had back and forth with them. There's no shortage of idiots, as I've been saying for decades. But what person with a lot to lose is going to risk everything? They have to go out and fight. Yeah, I mean, and that dude does have a big following. He is very, very popular, and he does have money. Why would he go risk all of his? Why would he risk losing his life to go out there and do this stuff? And you know, now there was a woman this morning I seen. It was a white liberal woman sending a warning to the rest of the non-protesting, non-liberal people, saying, F you, we've got your number, you guys can go ahead and keep playing around and all this stuff. Now we're in the streets with guns. Guess what's going to happen next? Once the police and everybody leave us alone and we're doing our thing, you're next. If you really want that, you're not going to be around very long to enjoy the outcome of it. Rick says that the teachers and nurses I know are not liberal. They're very conservative and believe in Jesus and the power. Well, it also depends on where you're from, Rick. Where are you from? Because if you tell me you're from up north and every single nurse that you know, and there's like a bunch of them, is all conservative and non-liberal, it's going to be hard for me to believe. We have to stop, yes, exactly. We have to stop putting time into guys like Jake. Jake is an idiot. He make the rest of us look bad. I don't associate with him. I see his stuff when it pops up. It popped up and he was surrounded by hundreds of people. And there was a black guy that was trying to help him off of a spot that he was pinned in a corner. There was a black dude that was trying to help him off and surround him, like hug him, hold him to get him out of there, and was trying to get people to leave him alone. So he knew how dangerous it was. He knew the spot that this guy put himself in, and he knew that these protesters were going to rip his face off. They were literally wanting to just rip him to shreds right there. And he even though he was one of the protesters, he was trying to get him out of there because he knew what was going to happen. And he did get him through the crowd and stuff. Thank for that. Jake should pay that man $100,000, $50,000, something for getting him out of there and saving his life, because he was about to lose his life. And that man saved him and got him out of there. There was another dude as well, another conservative that showed up in the middle of a protest out in Minnesota or somewhere in Minnesota, a white dude, conservative, and he was going out with just like 4 or 5 different people to protest in the middle of their protest, which there was hundreds of them. And he went right in the middle of it with his little 4 or 5 people that were with him and got absolutely freaking manhandled. You don't go out to Minneapolis, you don't go out to Minnesota right now and protest the protesters in the middle of their protest knowing what's going on. The police don't even have control of what's going on right now. What makes you think you as an individual are going to go out there with 4 or 5 guys when there's hundreds, if not thousands of them in some situations, and you're going to take to the streets and try to prove your point in the middle of their protest? They're going to rip your face off. The dude literally had blood coming out of both sides of his head, and the people that was with him got absolutely manhandled by this crowd of protesters. Thankfully, he was able to get out of there and actually make his way to safety. Eventually, I think they showed him walking to safety, but he had blood just all down his neck, all down his face and stuff. People were coming up and hitting him from behind, hitting him in the back of his head, trying to grab stuff out of his pocket. Just his whole these people are stupid. Listening from Burbank. Are you talking about Burbank, where they've been having, where the ICE facility's at? You know, one of the guys that Jake was with at a few of the protests, he is a scammer dude. He's no good, shady. I believe it, man. Just any of those guys that are like Jake, any of those groups that are like Jake, they're absolutely trash groups. Do not support them. Don't. It's just, they don't do anything for anybody's movement. They don't serve any purpose other than just stirring shit up. That's all they are. I bet you they're being paid by some kind of foundation that's just like the Act Blue Foundation that's funding these protest groups. A lot of these protesters don't have jobs. Their job is to protest. They get paid for it. Just stepping it up real slow. I'm trying to make my way up to like 275, 315, and then I'll quit. I don't know, man. Their governor did. So did the mayor. The governor and the mayor is acting like there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. Ooh. I'll do it for you. I'll do it. You want me to do it? I'll do it. Are you okay? Not anything I did, right?
Nobody let the dogs up this morning.
I did let them out. They both went out. I can come in and do this too. You don't have to do it. guess the dog had an accident. Wife's not very happy. She's getting older. Sometimes she has an accident every once in a while. We have those carpets that are really easy to clean, so they don't keep the stuff soaked up. You can pull a steamer out. They're like really thin and really hard. They're throw carpets. She's getting older, and when people don't catch it right away, sometimes she'll have an accident and shit happens, you know. And we try to not get on her about it because it's not really her fault. But she's still a really healthy dog. It's just hard. It's a hard time for her to hold it sometimes. So that was my wife just coming in just now asking for the steam cleaner because she yeah. Well, anyway, what are you gonna do? Do I think it will spread across the country? I don't know if it will or not, to be honest with you. I know that they're starting to see people in other states are starting to talk about protesting as well. And they're already doing it, I think. I think they showed people in other cities and towns and stuff like that already starting to protest. All right. Okay. Okay. Now we go to 275. Yeah. Getting old sucks, it does. What are you gonna do though, man? You know, it's I let her out about 4, but now, hell, what time is it now? 8. I should have went back in probably about 7 o'clock and tried to let her out again. I completely forgot about it because she goes back upstairs and she goes to sleep. You know what I should do? I'm gonna wrap my knees. I'm just gonna wrap my knees real quick on this one, so a better chance of not. I don't know if you guys have seen how you wrap knees doing this. This is how I do it. I'll go above the knee. Then I'll start to pull real tight. I'll do like 1 or 2 wraps around. Kind of keeps everything in nice and tight. Almost lost it. Okay, wrapped. $275. I want to go up, like a lot more up, but I'm too scared to, so I'm just taking it easy for a few weeks to see where I'm at. Alright, here we go. Lift off, nice and easy. Woo-wee. Okay. I think I'm gonna push. I'm gonna go 315. At least get a few in. It's been a while. All right. 315 on there. Morning. Good. Do they have something to protect your neck and shoulders when you're doing these? I guess you put something there. I mean, they do, but there's no reason to. I've got the meat of my, what would you call your, the meat of my shoulders. That's all I need is that thickness right there on the back. That's it. That's all you need. But they have a foam pad. They have a plastic pad that snaps on the bar and it goes over your shoulders and helps sit on your shoulders. I prefer just doing it raw. It's better that way for me. Kind of like old school in that area. Mary, morning. I'm all right. A little under the weather. Woke up yesterday and it felt like there was all kinds of stuffy crap in my nose, and I've been draining since then, but other than that, everything else is good. I'm going to wrap up again, hit this set, and then go in the house. Well, I'll stretch real quick and then go in the house. one. That one wrapped really tight. Okay. Alright. Got them both wrapped. Let's try it out. $3.15. $3.15. Let's do it. Let's just get it over with. Let's do it. Don't think about it. Shh, shh. Shh, shh. Shh. Ah. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Ooh. Feels good. Feels good. I think the depth is good too. I mean, I adjusted it to the point where I feel comfortable. So, I think the depth is alright. Where I stop here at this safety bar is here. So if I'm here and I'm squatting, it's right at almost parallel. So that's what I'm staying at right now. It's a little above, but I'm getting old. It's right there. I'm up like this instead of like this. If I go down another notch, it takes me down too low out of my comfort zone, and I just don't like it. I can't get that nursery rhyme out of my head. That Little Miss Muffet. I can't get it out of my head. I've now turned it into a country song in my head. I don't know why. Get that out your head. Hey, I guess it's good for my kid, right? Little Miss Muffet, she sat on her tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her, scared Miss Muffet away. Oh, I can't get it out of my head. Sweating. Filling out the shirt a little better. Filling it out maybe a lot better, I don't know. Normal stance. Normal stance. Feels good. I don't know how it looks, but it feels good. I'm starting to feel my lats come out and push against my, like when I got my arms down now, I feel my lats pushing my triceps out. Hey. Stretch real quick and then I'm going in the house. Oh, jeez. I have to leave the beard. I figured out what was happening with the baby going to sleep. If she has the nose, the beard, and the finger to rub her hand on, she goes to sleep right away. But if she doesn't have the beard, if it's too short, she won't rub my nose, and then she'll just rub my finger to soothe herself to go to sleep, and it takes longer. So the beard stays. The left leg is so hard to stretch because of all the issues that I've had with it. She likes the beard to pretty much stay like this so she can rub her palm on the ends of the hair. She's a sensation baby. She likes to touch things, like feel things. That's what makes her really happy. Some babies just need visuals, some need visuals and touch. She's both. She's a visual and touch baby, which is going to be hard because she's going to want to touch everything that makes her happy. Oy. Okay. Alright guys, that's it for me. I'm out. If you got questions, anything, hit me up in the email, hit me up in the comment section on this video. Whatever you gotta do to get a hold of me, do it, and I'm here. I'm out. Go in there and grab the baby and hang out with the wife and the daughter, 13-year-old. See ya.